Okay, the next technique is another concave layer, but this is usually for somebody just below shoulders and above. So it is, again, stationary guide, interior technique. If you're right-handed, you're going to stand on the right-hand side to start this haircut with. We start with a 1-inch mohawk from fringe to just below the crown. I'm going to take this hair here and just get rid of it right now. I'm going to pin it out of my way because we're going to be working on the left side. We take our mohawk and we're going to pull it straight up. The step will be hair at 90, finger at 45. So again, hair at 90, finger at 45. Depending upon where my fringe is where I have to make sure where I start my guide. So hair at 90, finger at 45. Cut about 2 inches at a time. Hair at 90, finger at 45. So we're building our weight up again. So it's shorter at the fringe, longer at the crown. So there'll be more layers in this technique. We're still over directing it up into the interior, so the minute I drop below the crest area, I over direct it up into the crest area. Remember, interior technique. So now I have my guide. It is a stationary guide, does not move. I stand on the right side to cut the left side. We're going to cut up first. Lefties, you're going to go on the other side. Make a mirror of my subsection, and I pull it straight up. Not forward, not back, straight up. Fingers behind the comb. There's my guide. I'm going to stand a little bit so maybe you can get a better shadow or less of a shadow. Follow your fingers right behind the comb because then you can see your guide nice and strong. Use just your thumb when you cut. I'm below the crest line. Over direct everything up to the interior. Another subsection. Just mirror my mohawk. So I'm mirroring my C shape, if you will. Keep that hair clean and smooth. Follow your fingers right behind the comb. Starting to run out of hair. Reference point right over your nose, okay? That is your goal, is to be right up over the nose. Once again, you go below the crest area, you comb it up into the interior. Stationary guide. Bringing everything up. What doesn't reach, don't cut. Bring it straight up over the nose. I have the other side sectioned off so it gets out of my way. Make sure you're up over the nose. Not a whole lot of hair there to cut, but there's a little bit there. Notice I always bring some of the guide with me. Always want to check myself to make sure I'm following my lines correctly. See that? All right, so now the left side is done. This is going to be a little bit of a change. We're going to flip it to the other side. So we stand on the opposite side of what we're cutting. So now I'm going to stand on the left to cut the right. Same exact process. I'll go back to my middle subsection, my mohawk if you will. I'm going to section off and get rid of this side over here so it's out of my way. Make it easy for you. Keep it a nice easy system. Starting to dry there. So I already have my guide, but here's where it's weird, is I'm going to be cutting down into my hand. Just follow your guide. That's the main thing that you need to do. Here's my subsection. Then I'm going to comb it straight up again. Remember the dance step, hair at 90, finger at 45. There's my guide. Follow your guide. again, make sure if the mirror's in front of you, make sure your hands and your guide is over your nose, just like what we did with the other one. The minute we go below the crest area, we just over direct it up into the interior. Interior technique, meaning we're taking off weight, creating movement and volume. Hence the word layers. Another subsection, mirror my subsection. Combing it up, straight up. This point on, a lot of times, I like to use the wide tooth because it's easier to comb. Whatever works best for you. Wavy hair, definitely you want to use the wide tooth. Up over the nose. The minute I drop below the crest, up over the crest. If it doesn't reach, do not cut it. A lot of this is not going to reach. I don't worry about that. My last subsection, because I know a lot of this is not going to reach, I'll talk about points of references that you're going to have to pay attention to. Straight up. I'm not combing it forward. I'm not combing it back. I'm combing it straight up. So you can see my guide is stronger, my subsection is lighter, because it's not reaching. A lot of young stylists panic because they're not cutting hair. If it doesn't reach, don't worry about it. Again, below the crest area, I always comb it. Then I like to comb it up into the interior of the head. Okay, it doesn't reach. Good. 2 reference points that I want to talk about real quick and then how to check it. I want to make sure that this right here in the transition area does not reach above where my guide's going to be. If it is, I need to either change my line this way or I need to over direct it back. How to check this is the same way that we did the other concave layers, is we're going to go right into our interior. My philosophy is, if this is all clean, you should be good on the rest of the haircut. Right? This is your base, if you will. Pull straight up over the nose. Look for your line, make sure everything's clean. Come back over here. So we're just checking the interior. I assume if the interior is correct, the exterior should be fine. A little bit off right there. That's why we check our work. That's concave layers.